I know I don't deserve it, but I'm begging you to consider it. I shook my head, feeling strangely calm. You're right. You don't deserve it. And I deserve better than someone who threw away our marriage for a fling. It wasn't just a fling, he insisted, then seemed to realize that was the wrong thing to say. I mean, it was a mistake. A horrible mistake that I will regret for the rest of my life. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk at the store, I told him. What you did was a choice. Multiple choices, made over and over again, knowing they would hurt me. He had no response to that. As I stood to leave, he called after me, there's something else you should know. Melissa is pregnant. I froze, feeling as though I'd been doused with ice water. Pregnant? They were having a baby? The future we'd planned together, he was now building with her? Congratulations, I managed to say, though the word tasted bitter on my tongue. I walked away, made it to my car before the tears came, hot and angry. Just when I thought I was healing, just when I was starting to envision a future without him, this news threatened to set me back to square one. A baby. An actual child that would permanently bind my ex-husband to my ex-best friend. The thought was almost too much to bear. I called Jenna immediately, needing someone to talk me down from the ledge of despair I was teetering on. She came over with wine and chocolate, and we stayed up late into the night as I alternated between crying and raging. This doesn't change anything, she reminded me. You're still better off without both of them in your life. She was right, of course. But knowing I was better off didn't make the pain any less acute. The next morning, I woke up to several missed calls from Jason and a text that simply read, "There's more you need to know. Please call me." I ignored it. Whatever drama was happening in their relationship wasn't my problem anymore. I had a house to sell, a new place to move into, and a life to rebuild. I didn't have time for their chaos. But Jason was persistent. He showed up at my work, looking even more disheveled than before. Melissa lied, he blurted out before I could ask him to leave. The baby isn't mine. Update 3. I never thought my life would turn into a soap opera, but here we are. After Jason's bombshell revelation that Melissa's baby wasn't his, I reluctantly agreed to hear the full story. We sat in my car in the parking garage, away from curious eyes at my workplace. According to Jason, Melissa had been seeing someone else at the same time their affair began, a married colleague from her office. When she discovered she was pregnant, she assumed it was Jason's since they had been careless about protection. But a recent paternity test confirmed it wasn't his child. She lied to me, Emma, he said, his voice breaking. She told me it was definitely mine, that we were going to be a family. I even started looking at houses with nurseries. I couldn't help but feel a twisted sense of satisfaction. The two people who had hurt me the most were now hurting each other. Karma, it seemed, was real. What does the actual father say? I asked, curious despite myself. Jason let out a bitter laugh. He wants nothing to do with it. He's trying to save his own marriage and has threatened Melissa with a restraining order if she contacts him again.